There are so many amazing weapons in Warzone and Black Ops 6 right now, made even better by the return of OG classics like the Kilo, the amax, and the HDR. If you are planning on using these weapons on the glorious return of Verdansk, or looking to rank up any weapon for that matter, then you're in the right place. Because in this video, I'm sharing with you the latest best method to rank up weapons in Warzone as fast as possible. And just a quick disclaimer, if you are returning after a while out, you should know that you haven't gone mad. Ranking up weapons is definitely slower than it used to be. Anyway, the first thing we want to do is set up the weapon we want to get weapon XP for, and put on any double weapon XP tokens we've got as well. If there's a double XP event on, even better. For your perks, there's nothing too meta here for ranking up weapons, but generally I would advise Survivor as your perk 1 to just help with health regeneration, Tracker or Sprinter as your perk 2 to either help out in gunfights or allow us to run marathons across the map, and Ghost as perk 3 to keep us off the UAV. On top of this, I recommend putting just stuns and semtexes on, and keeping it pretty simple here. Sadly, the old decoy technique for extra bonus XP has been mega nerfed. Okay, now we're fully prepared, we want to hop into Plunder. This really is the best current option for weapon XP per minute and consistency, especially if you have a squad with you. Although that's not totally necessary, it's just loading into a game with squad fill on is good enough. And of course in Plunder we do spawn in with our loadout already. We don't have to spend time buying our weapons or loadout or anything like that. Now before we do get into the full game, as I always recommend, the pre-game lobby is well worth being active in, since the XP you get for killing people does actually fully count towards your weapon rank. So absolutely go to town in this minute before you drop in. But just before we get into the rest of the Plunder method, if you want to unlock the brand new Dark Matter, Abyss, and Nebula camos in Black Ops 6, or grind them extremely quickly in bot lobbies, be sure to check out Mitch Cactus. They're the biggest and most reliable in Call of Duty, which will help you grind out the weekly events, camos, and all the unlocks completely legitimately. You can enjoy highly discounted COD points at up to 80% off. They have over 10,000 verified Trustpilot reviews, and you can use code SPRING for 5% off. Okay, now we're in the game, we have two options to go for, and you can go for these one game at a time, or both in the same game, depending on how it's going. And that's either going down the kill route, so just maximizing your weapon XP by getting as many kills as possible, which is a particularly great option if you're playing as a solo, as you don't really have to rely on teammates for this, although of course they can help. Or we have the contract method, where we just get as many contracts as possible to maximize XP that way, although there are a few things we can do to be much more effective and efficient. We'll start with the straight up kills method. The best place to land for this is Storage Town. This was the best spot to have an all-out brawl back in the OG Verdansk, and I'm happy to say that there's already the unwritten agreement between all players to make Storage Town the brawl area again. If you are going down the kills route, make sure to keep buying and utilizing UAVs and portable radars, and just generally don't be too put off by dying. Don't play too passive. If you die, just rinse and repeat and go again. Now, if you are using a weapon that isn't quite in a fit state to be taking on waves of enemies, or you just don't feel like you'll be able to get enough kills to make that method worthwhile, we can utilize the contract method. This can be an amazingly rewarding and relaxing way to get weapon XP. And you should know that unlike the original Warzone in Verdansk, doing multiple contracts in other game modes doesn't give us a compounding XP bonus, it only gives us that bonus with cash. So contracts in Plunder really are comparatively better than doing it in other modes. The best contracts to go for are Most Wanteds, Recons, and Scavengers. Most Wanted contracts are so good, we have to survive the full 4 minutes whilst we're marked on the minimap, sure, but the thing that makes these Most Wanted contracts so powerful is that we can get the timer down by doing different actions in the game. For example, if we or any of our team gets a kill, it takes 25 seconds off the timer, and if we or our team just loots things, that takes 10 seconds off the timer, so just opening loot chests, bags, and cabinets is gonna take the timer down super fast. If you and your squad are all flying through the loot, you can complete the Most Wanted in under 30 seconds. Recon contracts and Scavengers, on the other hand, have a lot less risk attached to them, and you can complete them fairly quickly, just as long as you have a vehicle. Now, something to note here is that teammates do make all of this easier, so whether you can get a squad together, or you just try and get randoms to help you, it's well worth it. They can help protect you or get the timer down if you're doing a Most Wanted, or just get the scavenger boxes. The one contract I would advise against getting is a bounty, because you can end up targeting someone who is just miles away, or camping on a rooftop, or in a vehicle who can just fly away, and it just ends up wasting a bunch of time. Once you've completed a contract, we want to pick up another, and another, and another, and so on, and basically just complete them as fast as possible. And actually, even opening loot boxes does get us a little bit of XP as well, 100 per item. Now just make sure that whilst you're doing all of this, you've got the weapon out in your hands that you actually want to rank up, as this is the one that receives the XP. Your secondary receives nothing. Hopefully this video helps you rank up weapons much faster, and now why don't you join me in one of these videos to fine-tune your Warzone settings.